What's wrong with the lobster? Her ladyship on her high horse again.
Oh, this a bleeding mayonnaise.
Well, I followed that receipt you gave me exactly, madam.
In a pig's ear, it's curdled. I tell you just what went wrong. The oil you used was cold, straight out the pantry, right? When it got too thick, you bunged in some vinegar, then more oil and beat it all up together, right?
I was in a hurry. I thought it would save time.
You can save time with most things, not when you're making a mayonnaise.
Did my best, madam.
No, you didn't, Mrs. Welkin. That's the old point. Your mind wasn't on it.
Well, I'm sorry. I'll be more careful in future. I'll pour it away.
Hold on. Waste not, want not. Fetch us an egg. Right. Now. That's out. Here we are. 1. 2. Give us a cloth. That's out. Right. Now, slow and steady does it, and you can't beat too hard.
Excuse me, Mum. Mrs. Welkin and me, we was wondering if we could watch the procession.
Eh? The Queen's funeral procession, madam.
There's so many kings and princes and that will be there.
Oh, you can go and gulp if you want to. See her off.
Won't you be watching, madam?
Nah, I'll take no pleasure in funerals.
It's the front doorbell, Mum.
Well, go and answer it then, Effie. You know it's Molly's night off. Time to call. Here you are, Mrs. Welkin. You beat that. And add the rest drop by drop. And let's liven it up a bit, eh? Where's the lemon?
Won't you please take a seat, Major?
No, thank you.
May I offer you a glass of port?
No, thank you, Trotter. As I said, I was just passing.
Ah. Shocking news.
Yes, indeed.
It must have been worse for you, being so close to Her late Majesty, in the household, so to speak.
Yes. Of course, the end had been expected for some time. But death always takes us unaware.
Yes, I suppose it does.
Good evening, Mrs. Trotter.
Evening.
Major Fargent was just passing, my dear. He's just looked in for a minute.
It's always a pleasure.
Well, I have one or two little things to attend to, if you'll excuse me.
How are you, Johnny? Oh, sorry. Sir John, isn't it, since the New Year?
Johnny will still do fine.
Thought you'd still be in the Isle of Wight.
I have been, yes. But the lying in state ends on Saturday. And His Majesty asked me to check on the burial arrangements at Windsor.
Takes a bit of getting used to, doesn't it? His Majesty. King Edward, eh? How is he?
He stood up to it surprisingly well. Of course, he's not a young man. He's waited longer than anyone else in history to become king. Nearly 60 years.
Yeah, I've heard him say waiting so long sometimes he hoped it would never come.
Yes. There are many who hoped it wouldn't.
Well, they better not say it near me. Who are they, anyway? Who says that?
Oh, many in society. And in the government. They see him only as a man of pleasure. They don't realize how devoted he is to his people and country. So he must be careful not to give ammunition to those who expect him to be unworthy of his high position. And that is really why I'm here.
He won't be calling for a while, eh?
Not for the foreseeable future.
Come on, Johnny, you didn't have to go all round the houses. Let's have it straight.
He asked me to say that he will always cherish the fondest memories of your kindness, your friendship. But in the new circumstances, the special relationship between you must regretfully be considered as over.
So I won't see him again?
Oh, no. No, he hopes you will still meet again as friends. Well, the lease of this house, of course, is yours, and all the furniture and movables. And if in the future you're in any financial difficulty...
Oh, no, he's been kind enough already. I don't want money.
Times change. Remember, in case of need, you can always call on him. And now, please, don't bother to show me out. Thank you for making my mission so painless, Mrs. Trotter.
Yeah, Louisa will still do fine. And I hope we're still friends, eh?
You know, Louisa, after 2 weeks of full mourning, it's a blessed relief to spend a moment or two with someone as refreshing as yourself.
You've been taking lessons from him, Johnny.
Yes, well, if you'll collect his things together, I'll send a valet round in the morning.
Well, old girl, you tried all your life to change him. Only way you could do it was by popping off.
So you're free.
Yeah.
I can't tell you I've prayed for it.
Yeah, I'm relieved too, in a way.
Louisa, if we could...
Not tonight, love. We'll talk about it some other time, not now. I'll see you in the morning.
It was up to Louisa. She didn't want anything more from him.
I hope your settlement was generous. How much did you get?
Nothing.
Nothing? You're too soft, Augustus. That's always been your trouble. You should have dealt with it. You should have got something out of it to make up for the humiliation. You never stand up for yourself. If you...
Listen, Nora, will you listen? All I can feel is that I'm glad it's over. That I have Louisa to myself. She's not the way you think. There's no one else like her. She's not fast or flighty. If she was, I wouldn't have stuck it. Parties, grand living, all that sort of thing. She don't care for them, not for herself. She's not after that, nor money, nor jewellery.
Then what is she after?
I don't know. Wish I did. Even, well, the other side of it. She don't even seem to care much for that either. Not even with him, with the prince. They're more like pals. You hear them laughing. He could be natural with her. It didn't happen very often. And in between, I was with her. Just the two of us.
But she was never your wife.
What you know?
Good morning, Louisa.
What brings you round?
Surely I can visit my own brother.
Well, seems to me the last words heard you say was I should never darken this doorstep again.
That's just Nora's way, my dear. That's how it is in families. It doesn't mean anything. She has to speak her mind, you see.
Oh, I see. Well, let bygones be bygones, eh? I don't mind people speaking their minds. I've been known to do it myself. One thing I'll say, though, when people speak their minds, I like them to stick to it, whatever it is. And in future, I'll see they do.
The news from the Cape seems better.
Oh.
Kitchener's pushed Duet and his army right back across the Orange River.
Hooray.
Louisa's brother Arthur's out there.
You must be longing for him to come home.
Not much. Boys can keep him as far as I'm concerned. No doubt he'll turn up one of these days looking for an handout.
I was wondering what you were going to live on now.
Now?
This must be an expensive house to run.
We'll manage.
But how? If you ask my advice...
I never do when I know I get it anyway. You mind your business, we'll mind ours. And if you're stopping for lunch, I better make sure there's something in.
Nora, please don't
You
leave like
married
this.
beneath you. You're one of the youngest butlers in the country. Highly thought of, in a fine position with a great future. She put an end to that. She dragged you down. Well, you always were too trusting. One thing's clear. If you've to have any hope of leading a normal married life, you must put your foot down.
There's the cob we was going to have tonight, and there should be enough on that joint of ham.
Yes, madam. I could dice some carrots and turnips to go with it, and some velouté potatoes.
Plain boiled, Mrs. Wilkin. And make a parsley sauce, that'll do fine.
Yes, madam.
Soup smells good.
Oh, it's Ethel's making, madam. She's keen to learn cooking. Hope you don't mind.
Oh, I'll be the last to do that. How long was you married?
Nearly 9 years, madam.
In service together, were you?
No, he was a regular in the army. His regiment was one of the first to be sent to South Africa.
He died out there, did he?
On the way. He caught fever on the troop ship. He was dead before they ever reached Cape Town.
Do you miss him?
Yes, I do. He was a good man. Very good to me. Only thing missing was children. We just didn't seem able to have any.
Maybe just as well, eh?
Ethel, dye some carrots, will you?
Oh, Mum,
Yeah?
there's a person been waiting to see you.
What kind of person?
Young, servant girl sort of.
Where is she?
Walking up and down in the street.
Why, in this cold? Well, why didn't you bring her in?
She won't come in, Mum.
Well, why didn't you come up and tell me before?
I didn't like to. I
Oh,
thought
good. Well, go and get her now. She must be frozen to death. Mary, why didn't you say who you was once you come in?
Miss,
Here. What's up? Come sit down, girl. Here, sit down here. Are you in some kind of trouble? You're frozen to the bone, girl. Not in the family way, are you? Did you get the push from Lord Henry's?
No. I walked out. Ran away.
Oh, Mary, when?
2 days ago.
When did you last eat, eh?
Yesterday.
Here, you warm yourself. Get us a bowl, Ethel, quick. Where you been sleeping, eh?
Rough. Under the railway arches. But there's awful people there. I was afraid to go back.
Why didn't you come straight here?
I did. I walked past. I hoped you'd seen me. I was afraid to come in.
Oh, you silly Herbert. Here, get yourself round this. Now mind, it's lots of jockey's breeches. Now take it slow, don't scourge yourself. Don't understand why you didn't just knock at the door.
Ivy said you was all different. You wouldn't want to see anybody you'd been in service with.
Oh, did she now?
She said you was a grand lady and you wouldn't want to be reminded.
Well, there's some people I don't want to be reminded of. Poison Ivy's one of them.
Oh, miss, it's never been the same since you left, you and Mr. Trotter. They made me do everything. Washing, cleaning, fetching and carrying. And Ivy hate me for being slow. And sometimes I got so tired
And you
that I-
didn't dare tell Mrs. Catchpole, did you?
Oh, no, miss.
House has been so difficult to run since you and Mr. Trotter left, and then Monsieur Alex. We've had a series of cooks on a month's trial each. 2 quite good, but only competent. Oh, well, that's enough of my worries. Please do sit down. I'm so glad that things worked out well for you. I expect you were provided for.
I've an house in one of the best parts of town. Servants look after me, bit in the bank.
And a devoted husband.
Yeah?
Most women would envy you.
Well, they'd be wrong. I knew it was wrong from the start. When I realised what was behind all that attention, all that special sort of kindness I had from the Prince. It's not that I wasn't flattered. I was quite cocky for a while. But the price was too high, Mrs. Catchpole.
Knowing the Prince must have, well, helped you professionally.
Help me, it's finished me. I've become too exclusive, haven't I? By royal appointment, nobody really thinks of me as a cook no more, and that's what I am. I'm a master cook.
Yes.
It's not just the name. It's not the big success that makes your name. It's going on and building up your reputation. It's the doing of it. The atmosphere and the ingredients and the contrasts and making everything perfect. What do I do now? I order meals for husband and don't much care what's served up in front of him as long as it's on time. It's driving me balmy.
Yes, I understand, my dear. Lord Henry is giving dinner to the King of Portugal next Tuesday. He stayed on for a private visit after the funeral.
Oh, Carlos is no problem. He likes good, no-frills English cooking and lots of it. You give him oyster soup, halibut, lark pudding, venison pasty, 3 kinds of roast and he's happy.
You see, who else could have known that?
Lord Henry will probably get a decoration out of it and all.
And so might you, if you came back and cooked dinner for him, just for the one night.
How many guests?
20?
Here, Tuesday's not much notice, is it? Here, we're forgetting about why I come here. What about Mary?
Say yes and I'll promise she's taken back.
Don't worry. I'll cook your dinner for you. And I'll keep Mary myself. If I'm going back cooking, I'm going to need someone to help me, ain't I? You'll never believe the change in that place, Gus. I've only really learned to appreciate you in your absence. It'd be funny being back in the kitchen at Lord Henry's where it all started, eh?
I don't want you to go there again.
Eh?
I won't have my wife occupying a menial position.
Oh,
Immediately, Louisa, I won't have it.
well, Mrs. Catchpole only asked me to do her a favour, Gus.
Then she should ask me. Must I remind you that you are my wife?
Do you think I have to be reminded?
I haven't finished talking. I'm talking to you. We have to discuss our future.
Oh, not now.
Now! We keep putting it off. We can't put it off any longer.
All right. Let's hear what Nora had to say. I knew I'd get it sooner or later.
We have to take stock. We have no income. We live in a house that's far too big for us.
Do you want to sell it?
No, of course not. It's our only asset. All we got out of... We should use it.
Oh, yeah? How?
In the most sensible way. Let the spare rooms.
Open a boarding house?
No. Private rooms for gentlemen.
You get all huffy about me occupying a menial position and you want to let off our rooms to strangers, go skiving around after them?
We have servants to do that. Don't you see? It would give us our independence, a chance to keep up our station in life.
Which do you fancy, St Pancras or Waterloo?
I'm serious
All
about
right,
this.
then, let's be practical. Now, how much would we get out letting 3 or 4 rooms? Precious little. There's no money in it, Gus.
We budget carefully and we wouldn't need Mrs. Welkin with you doing the cooking.
Over my dead body. What, slaving away in this place day and night for a handful of mouldy lodgers? Look, I'd earn more out of one booking night at Lord Henry's than we get out of 10 lodgers in a month.
You don't know. You get any bookings and this would be regular, steady. Nora says.
Well, Nora can go
My
away.
sister is only concerned for our welfare.
Welfare, Ma. Aunt Fanny, she wants to know you're good for a touch.
My sister is part of my obligations. My mother would expect it.
Sick and tired of hearing you and Nora go on about your great connections. Can't even put a name to them. I'm sorry, love, but if you want me to face facts, then you've got to face them too, right? I know it's difficult for you. You're a butler by profession. You can't very well carry on and live in your own home. But it's different for me, isn't it? I'm a cook. I can go anywhere. Now I'm willing to work hard with your help, and we'll try and make a go of it, eh?
I won't have you going to other people's houses.
What do you mean?
Meeting other men. They take advantage of those house parties. The women are fair game. I know what goes on. I know what happens.
Do you think I'd let it? Ever again?
You're my wife.
Oh, you keep doing that. It scares the life out of me. Don't you ever knock?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I had to see you. To apologise. I didn't mean to imply. I wanted to say that we're just starting. Everything's just starting now. The past is over. I draw a veil over it.
What do you expect me to say? How decent, how generous?
I'm prepared to forgive.
You're offering me forgiveness? You're prepared to forgive me? You knew what was going to happen, Gus, as well as I did.
I married you.
I was married off to you to make me available to him.
I wanted you. I'd have done anything to get you. Anything. I just wanted to be with you.
You knew how it would be, and I fought against it, didn't I?
I kept waiting. Hoping. No one will believe what it's been like, never knowing when it would end. I thought maybe once he had let you go, we'd have a chance, we'd be together.
Oh, we are.
I mean really together. Man and wife. I thought maybe all this time, maybe you get to like me a little. Maybe be ready to settle down. Maybe realise I could make you happy. And I could, Louisa. I know I could make you happy.
We get along fine. Nothing's changed.
I don't mean it like that. I want you, Louisa.
We had a bargain, Gus. I told you straight I didn't love you. I still don't. I'm fond of you, like... I don't belong to you or no one. If things is going to change between us, it'll only happen gradual.
How long do I have to wait?
I can't say that. We'll have to see.
It's no good unless you stay at home. If you're going to go working out in other people's houses, I won't be able to stand it.
There's not going to be no one else.
I'll never know that for sure. You're so precious to me, Louisa. I'm jealous. God help me, I get so jealous.
Here, Gus.
I love you. Try to love me. You're kind to everyone. Be kind to me.
Steady.
Let me, please. Be kind to me.
Gus, let go of me.
I want you. It's my right. I've waited.
No! Gus, let go!
Just this once. Now, please. It can't mean that much to you. I'm your husband. It's my right.
You can force me, Gus. You're stronger than me. But if you do, it'll be the only time you'll never see me again.
The dinner was a triumph, thanks to you.
His lordship was ill all yesterday.
Ill?
He couldn't let his principal guest eat alone, but King Carlos had so many helpings his lordship nearly passed out. Still, he asked me to thank you most particularly. I won't beat about the bush, Louisa. His lordship was overjoyed to hear that you were available again, and he's asked me to offer you the position as cook here, at the same salary we paid Monsieur Alex.
And I don't think I'm not grateful.
No, don't
Mrs.
refuse till you think about it. He'd expect you to work for him only during the season. The rest of the year you'll be free. And he's prepared to take Mr. Trotter back as his London butler on the same terms, living out.
Blimey, O'Reilly.
You'll want time to think about it, of course.
No, it's a more than generous offer, and I am tempted, but... Well, you see, Mrs. Catchpole, if I'm ever going to make a real go of my career, I can't work for just one person. I wouldn't be me. I'd be Lord Henry's cook, wouldn't I? Or I can't go backwards.
I was afraid you'd say that.
Of course, I don't know that anyone else is going to want me.
Well, I've had some inquiries. Lady Paget's housekeeper asked if you were available again.
Lady Paget?
And several of the people who were here for the dinner for Dom Carlos, I've made a list. Sir Ernest Castle, Admiral Fisher.
Crikey, there's after Bress here. What the bleed hell's this, eh?
It's obvious, isn't it? I've decided to go ahead.
Oh, you have you?
It makes sense. Our savings won't last forever. We need a regular income to keep our heads above water.
We're not in the bleeding Navy. We've already discussed this idea and decided against it.
You decided?
Rooms for gentlemen.
Discreet, Louisa. Only for the best people.
Out! Out! We'll ring you when you want to.
Now see here.
Don't you see here, me?
I don't understand what you're objecting to.
No, that's what worries me, Gus. Always on about your dignity, your position in life. When you start putting signs like that up, you're throwing it away.
I want us to be independent.
You was ambitious, ready to work, you were. Now you won't lift a bleeding finger. This whole idea is a way for you to sit at home and do nothing.
But that's what I want. I want us to be here together.
Gus, I've told you. I'm starting up my business again. I've asked you to help me run it.
I'm not a kitchen hand.
Oh, come on. There's other ways you could help. Any prospects are looking up now.
You're a good cook, Louisa. There's no denying that, but it's time you learn how to be a housewife.
I'm not an housewife, nor an housekeeper, nor an house anything. And let me tell you, when my business really gets going, it's going to bring in 50 or 60 quid a week. And that goes straight into the bank. For you and me, for the both of us.
£60?
Yes, so we don't need to let rooms. Because I deal with the real best people. And some of them are going to come here to consult me to make bookings. Which is another reason why I don't want this staring them in the face. Put that where the monkey put the nuts. Hurry up with them sauces, Mrs. Welkin. The cab will be here in a minute.
Yes, madam.
Right, you've got everything in there, Mary?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Well, we're just about ready. Don't know how we managed it all in here. There's a limit to how much we can make and take with us.
Need a bigger kitchen, madam?
Yeah, that we do. Right, now, Mary, you take the implements. Mrs. Welkin, you take the sauces, and both of you manage the hamper.
Yes, madam.
Right.
Oh, what about the master?
Oh, there's something cold for him. Hang it, where's the patties?
I'll fetch them, Mum. They're in the pantry.
Oh, thank you, Ethel.
Could carry them out to the cab as well.
Would you? There's a good girl.
Please, Mum, I could do so much more. I've been watching how you do things.
Here, hold on, eh?
Oh, please, Mum, please. I've heard you say you need another pair of hands. Well, I know there's a lot to learn, but I am quick.
Ethel,
And willing.
turn round. Slowly. Yeah, you're not bad looking. Quite presentable. If you could pick up a bit of style and control yourself, I might be able to use you.
Oh, Mum. Oh, tired ever so, Mum. I mean, thank you, Mrs. Trotter.
Blimey. Here, come on, here's the cab. Right, but you're not coming with us tonight, Ethel. When you work in other people's houses, they watch you, extra critical. Don't want any of my girls showing herself up. You start with the basics, like Mary. Tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock sharp. Any idea where Mr. Trotter is?
He's at the pub, Mum. The Grenadier.
This early?
Shall I fetch him?
No, leave him.
I've been going through the mail, Mum. There's some bookings for the month after next.
Right.
This one's for the 14th. Could you quote for a dinner party of 36, wines included? Lady Beauchamp.
Beauchamp? Beauchamp. Oh, God. Beauchamp. Right.
Oh, the Marquis of Thorne.
Yeah, what's the randy old beggar want this time?
He's willing to pay up to 100 guineas for a private supper for two. Oh, I think he wants you to be the other guest, Mum.
100 get private own apartment, 6 delicious courses and a bomb surprise to follow. I'll give him a surprise, all right. Blimey. Nice to see you, Johnny.
A very great pleasure to see you. As lovely as ever.
Thank you, kind sir. What brings you round?
Oh, I was just passing.
Somehow, whenever you say that, I get a very funny feeling. What's up? Don't tell me I'm going to expect a visit.
No, nothing like that.
So you were just passing, eh? Take a pew.
Thank you. Everyone in London seems to be talking about your cooking. An astonishing success.
Yeah, it's working out pretty well.
Yes. Is Mr. Trotter at home?
No, he's out this morning.
Most mornings, I gather. And evenings. It's about him, actually, that I rather wanted to see you.
Oh?
Word has reached the palace that your husband spends much of the day in a public house near here. And that after he's had a drink or two, he starts talking about things he shouldn't.
Oh, my God.
Now, apparently it's not really malicious. It's partly boasting, partly feeling sorry for himself. He'll tell anyone who'll listen how his life has been ruined. Now, so far the king hasn't heard. But if he does, His Majesty is completely discreet himself. And he demands discretion from others.
He knows I wouldn't do nothing to hurt him. Oh, neither would Gus, not meaning to.
I admit I have a certain sympathy for Trotter. And I realize this puts you in a very difficult position. But if the greatest possible damage is not to be done, you must find a way to stop him.
No, I'm afraid not, my dear.
Only a little while ago you said Lord Henry was keen to take him back.
Yes, but not without you. It was really you we wanted. Thank you, James.
Well, you know the situation. I'll be honest with you, Mrs. Catchpole, I don't know what to do. I'm desperate.
It must be dreadful for you.
No, it's not me. I don't matter so much. It's the palace. Think what some of them scandal papers could make of it.
Well, you must speak to Mr. Trotter. Warn him.
I don't seem able to talk to him no more. He gets on his dignity. When I do try and lay down the law, it only makes him worse.
He's been hurt very badly, as well as the fact that he hasn't worked at anything since he left here, been living off you. He must have lost all belief in himself.
Well, I've asked him to take over and run me business for me. He won't hear of it.
Oh, no. That would make you his employer. He'd be all the more conscious of his own failure.
Well, I am fond of him, and, you know, I'm sorry for him, but it's no good if he won't even try.
I think you have the answer. He has to be given back his self-respect and pride by having work and responsibility. I only wish I could think of some way to help.
Partner in dairy, capital investments and share profits, hotels and catering, receptionist, day and night porter, no, Bentink. Long established family hotel for sale, excellent position, permanent residence, small experienced staff, present owner retiring. Permanent residence, eh? Lease and contents subject to negotiation. Extensive, fully equipped kitchens. Right. Here's the old Bentink. What do you think of it?
Nice class of premises.
How'd you like to run it, then?
Us?
No, you. You'd be the boss. Well, have a look. Oh, go on.
Bought it.
60 years, left on a 90-year lease. Contents and the goodwill. The man made us a very good price. I think he was taken with Louisa.
How could you afford it? Where did the money come from?
Well, we've worked it all out, what was left of our savings. What I've earned these last few months, what we'll get from selling this place. We can afford it.
Signed the papers this morning.
And Gus is going to manage it.
Well, naturally, with his experience. What will you be doing?
Looking after the kitchens, running my own business. And Gus will take care of everything else.
It'll be the best hotel in London.
I intend to see that it is.
Yeah, need a deal of modernising.
Well, we need to let her walk before we can run. Of course, I shall ask you to assist me.
Nora?
Well, I shall need someone I can trust. I shall want Nora to be housekeeper.
Well, I've said it. You make the decisions. Right, come on, girls. Good morning.
Morning.
What are you doing down here, Jessica? You meant to be the hall porter.
Oh, yes, Mum.
Get up into the hall and port. Here you are, Mrs. Welkin. Here's the kitchen. Do the best you can. Shout for me if you want me. We'll work out the menus together.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, come on, girls. Roll your sleeves up. Get this place ready.
It's a bit old-fashioned.
What do you mean? Plenty of space.
Turkey? Turkey coming?
Yeah, the turkey are coming. They're on their way.
Oh, good.
Mr. Merriman, this is Mr. Merriman. He's the Bentink's head waiter. Mr. Merriman, this is me staff.
Nice to meet you.
Right, come on, get to work. Do what to do to get this place clean up.
I'll say. Broken down old dump.
Meals were cooked in this kitchen for Gladstone, young woman.
He was a bit broken down and all.
Ethel,
Excuse me.
come on. Here. This sort of goes with the hotel I inherited him. He's better than he looks.
What was all that about the turkey?
Oh, I've been warned. Every now and then wakes up, thinks he's still in the Crimea. He says he was Lord Raglan's backman. It's possible.
We were running the kitchen. We'll end in tears. End in tears.
I'll go away for only 2 days and I come back here and find Mrs. Welkin all upset and ready to leave.
All I did was send back her menus.
You what?
It seemed to me that with only 16 guests in the hotel, they were needlessly extravagant.
Well, that was none of your concern, was it? And in any case, she'd agreed in with me.
I would have thought that even you would have realised the need to economise at first.
The last thing we want to economise on is the service we give.
There are dozens of small savings we can make. Augustus agrees. We can use the extra money to redecorate this office.
Well, in my opinion, it would be better used in trying to brighten up that hall.
That's none of your concern, is it? Any such decision is up to Augustus.
All right. But I'll have no more interference in my kitchen.
Louisa's right in a way.
She will go on playing the great cook. All she thinks about are her precious kitchens. She appears to forget that you run this hotel and that I'm the housekeeper.
Oh, Jessup, have Merriman bring me a bottle of champagne.
Champagne, sir?
Yes, the Krug 92.
Krug 92. Certainly, sir.
I've seen it before, you mark my
Trouble brewing, Mum. Knew it all along.
Trouble? What do you mean?
Couple more guests left this morning. Staff and thinks if any more go, shutters will go up and they'll all be out on the street.
Now listen here, the lot of you. This hotel is going to be a success. It's going to make its reputation on its cuisine, right? 10 guests or under, they'll get the best bleed meals in London. We'll be turning away visitors in 6 months and my business is growing all the time. So whatever happens, you're not going to be idle. You'll be treated fair and there's going to be no sackings and that's my guarantee. Right?
Very good, Mum.
Mate, you've got lunch to get ready. Carry on. And the menus stay the same as we arranged, Mrs. Welkin.
Yes, madam.
Ethel, you'll take over the preparations for the German embassy dinner.
Yes, Mum.
Mary, you come with me to Hertfordshire.
Mrs. Trotter, I've been meaning to say, the kitchen at the embassy, last time we had ever so much trouble keeping things hot, and when there's 50 or more places...
Yeah, that's the problem we keep running into. I've been thinking about it. We're going to use A-boxes.
A-boxes?
When I was a kid at home, we used to put the porridge overnight into A-boxes.
Porridge? Are we going to make porridge?
No, you silly Herbert. It's the process, innit? You start it in a big iron pot, then you put the pot in a box of straw overnight, and in the morning it had cooked, nice and slow in its own heat. For bouillons, fricassees, such perfect.
You say so, Mum.
Yeah, I'm having a load of boxes delivered tomorrow. We'll try it out on the Kaiser's nephew.
Oh, excuse me, madam. Letter for you.
For you. Countess. Ah, come in, my dear chaps. Heard the filly didn't work Newmarket. Jessup, have Merriman bring us up a bottle of brandy. Sir, come into the office.
Lower him in gently. Here I go. Gently, for God's sake.
Excuse me, Mum. Mr. Trotter, he wants dinner for 6 in his room.
What, this time of night?
It is personal guests, Mum. Few sporting gentlemen.
It'll take a bit of time. Now, mind you don't get them mixed up, Mary. There's the sell me a game and the veal fricassee for Richmond. And buffalo mode and the oyster soup for Grosvenor Street.
Hay boxes, eh?
They'll work, Mr. Merriman.
Oh, I know it, Mum. I seen the turkey cook rat stew and them in the Crimea.
Rat stew?
Oh, it's very tasty, a nice rat.
And Mrs. Trotter said we got to know how to set out the places.
They got it wrong last night and there was hell to pay. Sure that's right?
Study the menu. Leave with the first course on the outside. Work your way in. Simplest way stands to reason.
Never thought of that. Ta.
Yeah.
You're late tonight.
Mr. Trotter's entertaining a few friends.
Oh, yeah? Something wrong?
He's asked for the keys to the wine cellars, Mum. There's a lot of rare wines in there, and as head waiter, I'm responsible, always have been. And he wants the keys.
Well, he's a manager, we better have them.
Very good, Mum.
So, his lordship bet them that none of them would say hello to him the following morning when he rode down Rotten Row. They all said, of course, that they would, and took him on for 50 guineas. Next morning, they were all there. No, his lordship, just carriages, a few horsemen, and an old hackney cab. When the hackney reaches the end of the row, the cabby stands up, takes off his hat, his muffler, and his coat, and it's his lordship. And they all owed him 50 guineas. Very good. You took your time. There we are. What did I tell you? Keys to a fortune in claret, port, rare brandy, and champagne.
Oh, thank you, Merriman.
Keep you going. You wear yourself out, Mum. I'll be begging your pardon, but is it worth it just for money?
It's worth it for what money can buy. I'm going to clear all this lot out. Get in the most up-to-date equipment. That's what I'm working for. Every penny goes towards it. This is going to be the best kitchen in England. And I'm going to use it to create the dishes that no one's ever dreamt about.
Yes, Mum.
Right, I'm off then.
Where to?
I told you. House parties after the season. Doncaster up to Hamilton, back down to Anglesey.
How long will you be gone?
About 3 weeks.
I'll miss you.
Go on, you got Nora.
Don't laugh at me. I'll miss you.
Gus, how many times have I come looking for you these last months? You're never here. Ain't even asked after me.
Well, I've been busy making contacts for the future.
Good. That's good. And I've asked for the cheques to be sent direct to you.
What do you mean you object to the service? It's a privilege for you to be allowed to stay here. I don't want your ridiculous money. Your bills cancelled. You get out, get out.
What are you doing there? If you have duties to attend to, see to them. Otherwise, clear off.
We weren't expecting you back till tomorrow, madam.
We found we could catch the afternoon train.
Oh, good evening, Mum.
Evening. Where is everybody? My God, Mrs. Walken, what the bleeding hell's this? Thought I told you never to get anything but the best quality poultry. Anything else a waste of time and money.
They were the best I could get, madam.
Rubbish. Mafe and Russ don't even sell stuff of that quality.
We don't shop there anymore. They won't give us no more credit.
No more credit? Why?
I went round to see Mr. Mather himself. Seems our bills haven't been paid for several months.
Months?
Tradesmen have only been supplying us on your reputation, madam, but not any more. Not as much point, seeing there's hardly anyone to cook for.
There's only 2 guests left in the hotel, Mum, and they're friends of Mr. Trotter.
What's going on?
The ruination, that's what.
What do you mean?
Staff walked out because they're not being paid. Guests followed because there's no one to look after them. Only Mr. Jessup and me left upstairs. Ruination.
I won't leave till you come back, madam.
Well, what about Ethel?
She was turned out last week. That Miss Trotter said she'd have to go back to being a general maid. She refused.
Where is Miss Trotter?
Lying down, as is our wont.
And Mr. Trotter?
Oh, Cafe Royal, I suppose, dines there most evenings.
Does he now? Right, Mary, you come with me.
Here.
Here, where do you think you're going? There's nobody allowed in there.
Is that so?
I'm sorry, but I work for Mr. Trotter, and he said to make sure that nobody goes in there.
Well, you just try and stop me. Oh, my heavens. Oh, my God. Yeah. Where's he keep the account books? Mary. Oh, it is. See if you can find the cash box. Go on. It ain't possible. It ain't possible. How much?
£7, 6 shillings and 4pence, ma'am.
Well, that's all we got left in the world, Mary. Here, take that downstairs, put it in one of the ovens. For God's sake, make sure it's not lit. Then push off and get yourself to bed.
Hey, you're not usually up so
Louisa's
late.
back. She's in your office.
I didn't expect you back so soon.
Obviously.
I had a few friends in.
According to these accounts, you signed half the bar bills for months and given free meals to every bleeding sponger in London.
Hospitality, Louisa.
Oh, yeah. You wanted to act the big man, eh?
You've no right to speak to him like that.
Right? You talk to me about rights when this hotel... Not one bill's been paid in. Everything I slaved for, everything I earned and gave you to put in the bank has been spent. What the bleeding hell have you been up to?
I had to learn. It's been difficult with all...
No, not for you, Gus. Seems to me most of it's gone down you and your friends' throats. The rest of it's gone on her back.
I tried. If only you'd been closer to me, Louisa.
Yeah. Martin, you try to put the blame on me.
Well, why not? He gave up everything for you.
He gave up everything for me.
Anyway, it's not the profession for a gentleman.
A gentleman? He's little better than a thief.
He's the owner of this hotel.
Oh, no, be damned. I put him in here to run it. With your help, he's run it into the ground.
Are you going to let her speak to your sister?
Oh, get out! Go on, get out!
No, Louisa!
Take your speech of his sister with you. Get out! Go on. Take it with you. Any rubbish.
Louisa, how can you run the hotel without us?
The hotel can go to hell. And if either of you show your faces in here again, I'll smash them in. Get out!